Hello, good day viewers. In this tutorial, we are going to find a solution to this interesting problem. We are given that if the square root of 5 plus 2 root 6 minus 1 divided by the square root of 5 plus 2 root 6 is equal to a root 2 plus b root 3, we are asked to evaluate a plus b divided by 2 all to the power of 2022, which implies that we have to find the values of a and b from the first equation. And how do we go about it? We are going to concentrate on the left-hand side of this equation, transform it in terms of a root 2 plus b root 3. Then we relate the left and the right-hand side to find the values of a and b. So here is the left-hand side. We want to find the square root of this, though they are the same expressions. How do we go about it? Remember that if you have square root of a plus 2 root b, all you have to do is to think of two numbers which when you multiply them together, you get b. When you add them together, you get a. Suppose the numbers are c and d, meaning we can transform this into square root of c plus d, which is equal to a, then plus 2 multiplied by square root of what? cd, because if you multiply the two numbers together, you're going to obtain b. So once you can transform the left-hand side into this, the solution will always be equal to what? The square root of c plus square root of d. So we are going to apply the same thing in finding the square root of these two expressions. Now let us think of two numbers which when we multiply them together, we get 6, and when we add them together, we get 5. And the numbers are 3 and 2, right? So you have square root of 3 plus square root of what? 2 minus 1 divided by, they are the same expressions, so we have square root of 3 plus square root of 2. But we need to rationalize the denominator of this one. And how can we do that? By multiplying the top and the bottom by the conjugate of the denominator. This is our denominator. Its conjugate is root 3 minus root 2. So we are going to multiply this by root 3 minus root 2. We do the same thing, root 3 minus root 2. You see the denominator and numerator are the same thing, so it's like we are multiplying by 1. It doesn't change anything. So we have root 3 plus root 2 minus the whole of this. 1 times this will give us root 3 minus root 2. Root 3 minus root 2 divide by the bottom. If you multiply them together, it is just a difference of 2 squares. You take the first one, you square that, you subtract, you take the second one, you also square that. We are moving. This is equal to root 3 plus root 2, then minus root 3 minus root 2 divide by root 3 squared is 3 minus root 2 squared is 2. And you can see 3 minus 2 is just 1, and divided by 1 will not change anything. So all we have is root 3 plus root 2 minus the whole of this, root 3 minus root 2. So let's expand the bracket by distributing the negative inside. So we have root 3 plus root 2 minus root 3. This negative will turn this one to positive. So we have plus root 2. You can clearly see that root 3 minus root 3 is 0. All we have is root 2 plus root 2, which is equal to 2 root 2. So this is equal to 2 root 2, which implies that the whole of this expression to the left-hand side is just 2 root 2. So we are going to relate it to what we have to the right-hand side, which is a root 2 plus b root 3. This means that 2 root 2 is equal to a root 2 plus b root 3. But you see, to the left-hand side, we don't have root 3, which implies that b is equal to 0. So we can write it as 2 root 2 plus 0 root 3. Because remember, from here, root 3 minus root 3 is 0 root 3, which is the same thing as 0. This is equal to a root 2 plus what? b root 3. By relating the left and the right hand side, you can clearly see that 2 is equal to a and 0 is equal to b. So a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 0. But what are we looking for? Remember, we are asked to evaluate a plus b divided by 2 to the power of what? 22. So let's substitute. A is 2, so we have 2 plus b is 0 divided by 2 to the power of 22. 2 plus 0 is 2 divided by 2 is 1. So this is the same thing as 1 to the power of 22, which is equal to 1. This is equal to 1. Therefore, a plus b to the divided by 2 to the power of 22 is nothing but 1. And this is all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. Do share to your learning colleagues and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more exciting videos. Bye bye.